So a question we often get, can my autistic child become more independent? Thanks for watching, parents. My name is Nanette. If you're here for the first time today, I've studied to be a teacher. I've been in the field of special needs and particularly autism for the past 15 years or so. And I've also got 3 children myself. Today's question, firstly, can my autistic child become more independent? Yes, they can. And how can I help them? What can I do even from today that's going to help prepare my child to become more independent in different scenarios, but starting even from today? I make weekly videos on topics related to autism, and our strategies that we share with parents are always practical, functional, real-life things that you can go and implement at your own home with your child from today, and you are going to see a positive difference with these practical strategies. All of us need practical things all the time, and these are going to help you. So if you haven't subscribed yet, consider doing so from today if you want more free videos shared with you of things that really can make a difference for you. How can I then help my child to become more independent? There are a couple of things that we can do every day at home that's going to support our children in becoming more independent. I'm sure that many kids go through a phase, especially when they are still quite young, where they tell us they're never going to leave home, they always want to stay with us, their parents, and that's obviously cute when they're little. But I suppose for us as parents, we think about these things every now and then and wonder, will my child be ready, be independent enough to leave home when they change their mind, when they don't want to stay with their parents for the rest of their lives anymore? So that is obviously a very real and relevant concern, or something to think about. It doesn't have to necessarily be a concern if we implement some support strategies for our kids. I'm only going to share 2 strategies with you. There are, of course, many other things as well that we can speak about, but both these strategies are easy to implement. But independence, as we all know, it doesn't happen overnight. So it's going to take a little bit of time to practice this and implement it daily before we are going to see a real difference. So that's why we're only going to share a couple of strategies with you today, and they're really, really simple. So it's going to be easy to go and implement. The one big thing is increasing coping skills in our kids. And if you think about it, we actually do that from baby age. When a baby cries, we run and see how we can help them, what we can do to make them comfortable or make things easier for them. And we want them to be able to cope, really. We don't think of it as coping when they're a baby, but even if you think about often when a child gets hurt, for example, a toddler, a bottle of milk or their dummy or pacifier, it helps them feel better, and that's really a way of coping for them. So we introduce something small, milk, a dummy or a pacifier, perhaps a comfort blanket or a special soft toy or a teddy, and that becomes their comfort and it becomes their coping strategy, really. So even from a young age, we focus on that without even necessarily being aware of it. So now as they get older, and as our children even go, well, to preschool age and then primary school, and even especially going to high school, and as they become older and teenagers, we need to make sure that we equip them with coping skills that's going to help them in everyday life. So we need to figure out first, what helps my child? And we should involve our kids whenever we can when we think about these things. What helps my child to calm down, to be in control, and to feel organized and in control when they are in a situation that may make them feel uneasy or anxious? How can they cope? Can we introduce some social stories for our children to take them through different scenarios and to teach them how to cope with these scenarios, including social stories, including practices? That's the big thing. It's one thing to sit and talk about coping skills and different experiences at home, but it's a completely different thing to actually go out into the real world and do these things, expose them to different scenarios, different experiences, and help them through those experiences to cope. to find ways of making sure that they stay safe and they are looked after, to help them determine for themselves, creating their own boundaries, especially as they get older, and also as they get older, to make sure that they have a person or one or two people that they know they can always go to for comfort, for support, for guidance. And that is part of coping skills, and this is definitely important from a young age, but perhaps even more so when our kids become a little bit older, to know that there is always someone that they can go to have that support and guidance and a way of coping, that support blanket, that comfort item or object that they need so much and that all of us need throughout our everyday life. So that's the one thing, to increase their coping skills. And then the other thing is something really simple, but it can so easily go unnoticed because we're all busy and we've got things going on every day. But showing our kids how proud we are of them when they do accomplish something independently. It doesn't matter how small it is, an everyday task, putting their shoes on independently, going to the toilet independently, taking a shower or a bath independently if that's something that you're working on, or going for a play date independently, doing school drop-off and going to their classroom independently. It can be anything, but being aware of those things that are challenging for our children, helping them, preparing them for it, and then showing them how proud we are when they accomplish anything independently. Of course, then also creating more experiences for them to practice their independence, because practice is a big thing here for them to become more comfortable and especially confident in different scenarios. So I want you to comment down below, what is your child's favorite thing to do independently? A task that can be anything, how simple or how complex you want to share. So just comment in a few words. Tell us, what is your child really good at doing independently, or his or her favorite task for doing it independently. And if you want to go the extra mile, you can ask your child even to comment independently if he or she can do that, and let them tell us what is their favorite task or activity that they can do by themselves, because that's going to make them feel very proud of themselves too, which is great. Oh, by the way, I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but I read and respond to every comment on our videos. So be sure to leave that comment and share this video if you have found this helpful and you want to help more families out there.